News at 6 o'clock. This is Neil Sleet. Good evening. 2,500 people employed by Mothercare face losing their jobs after the baby goods retailer announced it was appointing administrators. Its 79 stores remain open for the time being, but the company said their lack of profitability was not sustainable. Nigel Farage has unveiled the candidates who will be standing for the Brexit Party in next month's general election. He has denied they will split the Leave vote. Plaid Cymru has launched its campaign for the general election with its leader Adam Price saying no other party had a higher ambition for Wales. The threat of a terrorist attack in the UK has been downgraded to its lowest level for 5 years. Previously secret documents from private hearings in the Donald Trump impeachment inquiry have been made public. Mothercare, once regarded as a staple of the high street, has become the latest big name to head towards collapse. The baby goods retailer, which once boasted hundreds of stores in the UK, announced that it was appointing administrators for its British business, putting 2,500 jobs at risk. The remaining 79 shops will stay open for the time being, but the company has warned that as things stand, their future isn't sustainable. Here's our business correspondent, Emma Simpson.
In its heyday, Mothercare was the go-to place for new parents. By 2008, it had 425 stores across the UK, but it lost its way. In the end, this specialist retailer didn't stand out amid all the competition. It found itself squeezed by the big supermarkets selling children's wear and the online giant Amazon when it came to baby essentials. At this toddler group in North London, parents gave their reaction.
Quite a shock, actually. It's a store that we sometimes shop in, so it's going to be one of the store on the high street for obviously people buy babies' clothes from, babies' toys.
Do definitely shop there. I've also got Mothercare vouchers in my pocket, so I need to go and spend them straight away, presumably.
Baby clothes, we tend to go to Next or H&M. Baby things, we probably tend to shop around, go online.
Mothercare's UK business has been losing money for a long time. It posted a loss of nearly £37 million for its latest annual results. Last year it carried out a major restructuring to close stores and cut costs. It didn't work. The company said today it had failed to find a buyer and it could no longer see a return to profitability. The retail consultant Catherine Shuttleworth is gloomy about the firm's future.
Everything they sell, whether it's from baby shampoo through to prams, somebody else sells it as well. Sells it better, cheaper and can get it to you quicker. And their shoppers have really changed because now they're serving really young shoppers who are completely internet savvy and want to be able to get things straight away.
The announcement creates more turmoil for the high street as it enters its most crucial period of the year. Rising costs such as business rates, combined with sales shifting online and weak consumer demand, are putting many traditional retailers under enormous pressure, leaving weaker players like Mothercare unable to adapt. More casualties seem inevitable. The move doesn't affect Mothercare's profitable international business, which is run as a franchise operation, meaning it doesn't have to worry about the cost of running its foreign stores. Its UK stores continue to trade as normal for now, but it's far from clear what shape or form this business will look like in the longer term.
Nigel Farage has dismissed Conservative Party accusations that he could split the Leave vote and put Brexit at risk by contesting hundreds of seats at the general election. Unveiling his slate of Brexit Party candidates at an event in Westminster, Mr Farage said he was targeting Labour voters who backed Leave in the referendum in 2016. He accused the Conservatives of conceited arrogance after the Commons leader Jacob Rees-Mogg urged him to leave the field. Here's our assistant political editor, Norman Smith.
Despite the backlash from aggrieved Leave campaigners, fearful Nigel Farage risks handing victory to Jeremy Corbyn, the Brexit Party leader remains defiant.
Wow! Do I detect a certain sense of enthusiasm and optimism in this room?
In an uncompromising speech to the party faithful this afternoon, Mr Farage unveiled the 450 candidates who'll stand in seats across the country unless Boris Johnson abandons his Brexit deal. Mr Farage dismissed the Prime Minister's agreement as a Remainers' Brexit, only slightly better than that reached by Theresa May, a treaty Mr Farage said a country would only sign if it had been defeated in war. Voters may be weary, said Mr Farage, but Boris Johnson's deal would not get Brexit done.
It is not Brexit. It's not Brexit. It's a sellout. It is a sellout. I have tried my best to try and build a patriotic Brexit alliance, and it would appear that the Conservative Party indeed want to shut down the argument.
Earlier, in a scathing attack on Tory Brexiteers, with whom he's previously had close ties, Mr Farage described them as good little boys who now did what the Prime Minister told them. This came after the Cabinet Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg, speaking on LBC Radio, urged Mr Farage to think again.
He should be really proud of his political career, and it'd be a great shame if he carries on fighting after he has already won, to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And I understand why Nigel Farage would want to carry on campaigning, because he's been campaigning for the best part of 30 years, and it must be hard to retire from the field.
Mr Farage has now given Boris Johnson 10 days to drop his deal or face Brexit Party candidates at the polls. It's clear, however, the Brexit Party is far from united over this approach. The party's candidate in Dudley South, Paul Brothwood, announced he was standing down in protest, while the party's chairman, Richard Tice, appeared to leave the door open to a possible compromise deal.
We've made a clear suggestion to the Conservative Party that if they're concerned about the vote being split, they know our numbers, come and have a chat. And, they know where we are, and that's where it is. And if they don't like the proposition we've put to them, then normally the way you negotiate is say, well, look, we don't like that, but can we talk about this and that and the other?
In a sign, perhaps, of where a deal might be brokered, Downing Street today confirmed that Mr Johnson would not agree to any further extension to the transition period beyond December 2020. It's also clear there are many in Mr Farage's party who remain deeply nervous about his strategy, which suggests a compromise may well be reached.
Conservatives in Hartlepool in County Durham say the Brexit Party is in effect handing the seat to Labour by contesting it at the general election. The town is part of Labour's heartland but recorded a big leave vote in the EU referendum. Our correspondent Danny Savage has spent the day there.
On the northeast coast of England, you have to go out of your way to get to Hartlepool. Many of the old industries are long gone. When I asked one local man who the main employer was now, he told me it was probably the supermarkets. 69% of referendum voters here wanted to leave. The sentiment is still strong, along with political apathy.
I want to vote for to come out of the EU, yeah.
Do you think the Brexit Party will get it done?
Yes, definitely.
Rather than the Tories?
Yes, definitely.
Well, I'm hoping Tory continue to be